play chess can raise IQs in both boys and girls in just 4 months. You heard me right, 4. It also improves their memory and concentrations with no screens in sight.
And inner city youngsters learn life lessons that only chess can teach. Yuri Smith says chess saved his life while growing up in Riverside, which is why he created the Indy Inner City Chess Club. Yuri, thanks for being here.
Hi, Yuri.
How are you guys? Thank you for having me.
What a wonderful name, Yuri.
I appreciate it.
They did well.
Yeah, my mother and father, they chose the name.
Go ahead, Mama Bear and Papa Bear. That was good.
So let's not beat around the bush. How did chess save your life?
Man, so growing up, I started playing when I was 8 years old, and it saved my life because it taught me the critical thinking skills that not just young people could benefit from, but I believe all people could benefit from. When you think about growing up off of 21st and Hardy, not far from Hallville, but in definitely a red zone area with high crime, check all the boxes for the negative data. It can be hard surviving those, with peer pressure and other things. And when I think about the people that I grew up with, that did not play chess, most of them are in some kind of difficult situation. Some are locked up, some are even no longer here anymore. And I believe the difference for me was that chess taught me those critical thinking skills to just weigh the pros and cons, but then after the decision has been made, assess it and then make the necessary changes.
What I love so much about you playing chess is my grandma used to call it the escape on a board. Because literally you can just go anywhere in your mind on a chessboard. Now, in a 2-year study, students who regularly played chess improved a lot of things, especially when it comes to, their memory, their concentration, which we love, but also their grades in all subjects. Why do you think that is?
Well, I definitely think it's because you have to think before you make a move. And when you think about it in society today, most of our unfortunate decisions are coming from a place of emotion. And just like when you're in math, right, your teacher tells you, don't just write the answer down, tell you to write out the way you got to that answer. And chess requires you to do that, and there's no way you can just turn it off to do it just during chess. You do it in every area of life. And that's one of the reasons that we promote it to all young people, but definitely people in general.
And I want to point out to our audience that Yuri has already made his first move, which I think is that's a classic first move in chess. And I think my move is probably to meet you with my opposing pawn.
That's a traditional opening. So I won a Supernational Chess Championship out of Crispus Attucks as a 7th grader growing up off of 21st and Hardy. And that's a tremendous accomplishment because it allowed us to see other people who look like us, but also may not look like us, who are engaging in the same way. And a lot of us don't get to see what's outside of the 4 boundaries of our neighborhoods. And so that's one of the reasons that we provide Indy's Inner City Chess Club in schools and community centers, because not only do we want to teach them the pros and cons of critical thinking, we want them to get those traveling experiences. And we have a chess tournament coming up February the 24th.
All right.
We have an event. It's called Grub, Grooves, and Games. And the idea is to bring people together, but we have a special area where we're going to have a chess tournament for young people who've gone through our program. Let me make my next move. I'm a Queen H5 person.
Oh, so kind of explain to us what's going on here, Yuri, because there's a lot of people who are intimidated to learn about how chess works.
And I understand it. People hear the word chess and they think genius and smart. I believe everyone can learn how to play chess. Well, the way we teach it, we teach every individual piece, right, how the pieces move. And we do it in a bite-sized way so we have hour-long lessons. We teach you how one piece moves. We allow you to apply that information, and then we give you some support work. Oh, you made a blunder there. We give you some support work.
I told you I play scorched earth chess.
We give you some support work to drive it home. Now, did you see the way I just snatched it? That's an East Coast thing. A lot of people, and that's why we need to get young people to playing face-to-face. Playing on the computer is just like texting. You don't get that. When you're playing some of those folks from the East Coast or them old schools in Indy, they're going to... You hear that sound? That sound is like, oh my God.
So the purpose of chess is what?
The purpose of chess, I believe, in my opinion, is to use critical thinking skills, right, to inform your decisions. And then if you win or if you lose, the goal is to learn from it. But the goal is to try to trap the king in a way to where that he cannot move out of check, capture out of check, or block out of check. So everything that we're doing is trying to attack that king like I'm attacking him right now. But he can move out of it, he can block out of it, or capture out of it right now. But eventually, I'm going to get him in a situation where he won't be able to move out of check. he won't be able to capture out of it, and he won't be able to block it.
And what's
that'll
a
be
check?
checkmate.
So check is when the king is under attack, like right now. So right now, his king is open to my queen.
So what
my
you gonna
queen.
do, George? What you gonna do?
Well, I've got a couple of options. I could move the queen in to block him. I could move my bishop to block him.
Do so.
And I think I'm going to go with the bishop because I am less likely to want. Well, he's not going to take my queen.
No, I'm not going to take your
I'm
queen.
take my bishop. I mean,
I won't.
So here's my theory. Now check me out on this.
Yep.
I feel like if more of us played chess, we would be less likely to hit send on dumb tweets. We would think about them
Yes,
longer.
sir. I even think it's bigger than that. I think if more people played chess, we would have less people getting incarcerated or in trouble or making bad decisions who did not know what to expect.
Yeah.
So, for example, I haven't made perfect decisions as a chess player, but every decision that I made, right or wrong, I weighed the pros and the cons. And so if it didn't go the way, I had to rehabilitate by owning my role in it and then reflecting on it and then making the necessary changes. And a lot of times, young people in the schools that I've worked at where I brought chess to, they get in trouble because they're making decisions off of emotion.
Sure.
And when you're making emotional decisions, you're almost out of your mind, which is why we have family members and friends that get incarcerated and come home and like, how do they keep making the same mistake?
Right.
They were almost out of their mind, and so they couldn't learn from it because that wasn't them.
Yeah.
And so we teach people to make critical thinking, critical decisions, and then once you make that decision, it's me and you. So if you lose, it was your role in that.
And I
right?
love the fact that you are allowing people to see themselves differently. Uri Smith runs the Inner City Chess Club. Viewers can head over to allindiana.tv to get more information on this amazing, amazing opportunity for our children and honestly for your entire family.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for joining us, Uri.
Thank you for having me.
The
Thank you
segment's
so
over,
much.
and I'm not in checkmate yet. So.